Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Little by little, they come out and tell us about the conflict, a real war between Zaluzhny and Zelensky, the commander-in-chief and the weasel president of the Ukrainian nation. And here we have, I think, part of the proof to confirm that, when I say part, because more evidence will come to light. I said for some time that there's a war between Zaluzhny and Zelensky wants to get rid of Zaluzhny. Here we have General Zaluzhny complaining to weasel U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin that there's a problem over there and they are kind of like this. That's one thing here. The other one also, we have, I have another article, we have Podolyak, that's the guy that I was trying to remember in a previous video I made, an advisor of Zelensky. Podolyak says, like others, there's no conflict whatsoever. That was on the 20th of November. Now this is on the 4th of December, and we find out about Zaluzhny complaining to, while laying on his pillow, to Lloyd Austin. And I will disclose here how much money you and I have to give Ukraine in order to really liberate all the territories, because everything is about money, right? So you're going to be surprised. That's hundreds of billions of dollars. Now that is, if you remember, Senator Josh Hawley, after he had a meeting with some weasels, when Zelensky visited the United States of America the last time, he had a meeting with the senators, with some U.S. senators. And when Senator Josh Hawley came out of the meeting, I made a video on that, with a video him being interviewed, and he said that these guys asked for not 100 billion, they have asked for much more than that. So they knew about the number then, and it was maybe, when did he visit? A month and a half ago or so? I don't know, time passes fast. Month and a half, I would say, maybe 2 months ago. So let's see what Zaluzhny told Austin and how much money they want. And then Podolyak saying, no, there's no issue here. So let's go to the first article, Ukrainska Pravda. This article is from today, December 4th, 2023. Zaluzhny complained to Pentagon chief about president's office and asked for 17 million shells. Ukrainska Pravda sources. 17 million shells. Remember that the Europeans promised the Ukrainians 1 million shells. I think by the end of the year, 1 million was the goal. And this guy asked for 17 million. And the Europeans could not even achieve the 1 million. They say, well, we don't know if you can do it. And this guy says 17 million. Now I don't know, 17 million for the next 40 years or 17 million for the next 3 months. But that tells me that arms manufacturing companies, the military industrial complex or military infrastructure, the basic, they will have a blast, financial success. Tomorrow they will be in charge of everything. Not that they are, not almost, but they will be, with these profits, they will buy Google, they will buy whatever, they will buy the presidencies already bought. With this money, we'll see. I hope we don't get there. So let's see what these guys are saying. Lloyd Austin, head of the Pentagon, was informed during his visit that Ukraine requires 17 million shells and that 350 to 400 billion dollar worth of force and resources will be essential to liberate the country. So, ready? They already invested almost half of that amount, the Europeans in the past 2 years. According to Ukrainska Pravda, the calculations of the General Staff show that to fulfill the task of the president to liberate the entire territory of Ukraine requires forces. Where do you get the forces from? NATO. And means for 350 to 400 billion dollars. The General Staff shared some planning ideas with Austin during his visit to Kiev in November. Why did they say this? planning? I assume because it was that Ukrainian parliamentarian who she claimed the military, the Ukrainian military leadership has no plans. Now we're going to hear about the word planning over and over and over. Why? To dismiss those claims. She was already kicked in the balls about that. Now, quote, Austin was told about the need of 17 million shells. He, to put it mildly, was stunned because you wouldn't be able to collect so many shells all over the world. With time, baby doll, with time. In addition, according to the source, Austin also said that Zaluzhny complained to him about the intervention of the president's office. This is just the little talk. Little by little, there's going to be a big talk. It's going to be a little insurrection. There's going to be a civil war over there. And I'm quoting, Austin then told told us that Zaluzhny complained about how everyone impedes him. The president's office, this one, that one. Well, it is clear that the president also learned about such conversations, and they do not cultivate trust. Of course, here he said, at the same time, the president's office, when they say this is Zelensky, okay, is inclined to believe, no, he really knows that for a fact, that the dismissal of Zaluzhny will contribute to his political career, as he tried to put Klitschko to rest. But the Germans did not allow him, because I think that Vitaly Klitschko is the Germans' guy. The sources of the Ukrainska Pravda from Zelensky entourage on Bankova Street understand this well. So a significant part of the team of President Zelensky is categorically against the resignation of the current commander-in-chief. They do what they're told. So that's one. Then we have this article from the New Voice of Ukraine. This is from November 20th. No conflict between President and General Zaluzhny, says Zelensky's aide. So this is Podolyak, who's not in the picture. Presidential Office Advisor Mikhailo Podolyak has said there is no conflict between Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and General Valery Zaluzhny, the Commander-in-Chief of Ukraine Army. The UK's Guardian newspaper said on November 20. That's a lie. You'll see. And I'm quoting, Zelensky is Zaluzhny's direct boss. There cannot be a conflict by definition. Holy moly. So if you have a criminal who's going to say, well, I'm going to start an organization and I'm going to be in charge of it called no criminality. By definition, he being in charge of no criminality. The same with, what's his name, President Obama, former President Obama. Just because he was biracial, they said that the systemic racism in the United States was solved just because he was the president. Or the same, you have Zelensky, Jew, in charge of the Ukrainian nation. It can't be any anti-Semitism because why? Or it couldn't be any, ideology of the 1920s, 30s, and early 40s Germany because Zelensky is in charge. This is idiotic. I mean, the term, this is the ideology here. If you call it, you are. If I call myself a genius, by definition, I am. If I say I'm Napoleon, by definition, I am. It doesn't work that way. At least it didn't work this way. We used to base and reach the definitions or attach a term to someone based on evidence, on facts. If you're good, you're going to be called good. If you're bad, you're going to be called bad. If you're a criminal, you're going to be called a criminal. And so on. You didn't... I identify myself as fantastic. Oh, you are, Emil, fantastic. You are because you say so. No, you have to, and not you can't call yourself that way. Other people have to call the same. Oh, he's his boss. Cannot be any conflict. Really? On what kind of planet? Have you ever had a conflict with a subordinate of you or a boss? I had, with both sides. And why? Because it happens. Otherwise, it's going to be simply narrow and inhuman. I mean, it's something that you can't always agree. You can, always be on the same page. And sometimes you challenge the other one. A conflict, yeah. Sometimes there are conflicts. So So here, yeah, these guys, they cannot be by definition. And that's the advisor. If you think that way, imagine how he advises Zelensky. Podolyak said that he does not see any disagreements or conflict at the level of the highest military political leadership. Now, it is true that Podolyak could not come and say, yeah, but these guys are at it. He would be out of the office yesterday, and we're going to find out that he cooperated somehow with the Russians. And then he knows that. That's why he has to do this. And, I mean, they are at war with Russia. They don't want to create more problems to tell the population and the military, hey, we are at war, actually. The political branch with the military branch, we are in a war, but we still have the National Guard. On our side, we have the secret police on our side, and probably a faction of the military. So we're going to queue up. Really? I think that's what's going to happen. It's going to have Zelensky with his side, Zaluzhny with his side. If Zaluzhny is not sent somewhere else in the meantime. We'll find out. So, yes, my friends, there is a fight between these two guys, and they ask between 350 million and 400 billion dollars to liberate the country. Well, go to work. Don't spend anything for you, for your family. Cancel Christmas and send it to Zelensky Stein. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.